Roll dice, be nice, and stay tuned. This is the Live to Die podcast.
So we've been camping, and I love camping.
Wait, in-game or in real life?
In-game.
Okay.
Oh.
And I love camping. Are you guys all campers? Show of hands. Jane?
Negative
Jane down?
camping.
I am hardly a Coloradan
Okay.
because I have never been camping.
Wow.
Truly.
Neither
That's
have I.
interesting.
Really?
I've
Then how
only
do you know
ever.
you don't like it?
Well, I did. Okay. I have stayed in a pop-up camper, which people have informed me doesn't really count,
Those people are bougie.
around with my friend's family
Yeah,
who had
sure.
one when I was like a teenager. And then one time my family tried to go on a camping trip together where we did stay in a tent, but we did stay next to like a building that also had showers in it. And like, that's the coffee maker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Delicious.
It's an important sound.
We all need some coffee, so we're making some coffee.
More
But
of the mini World's Tavern coffee.
but yeah, so I wouldn't say that I've really like taken all my stuff into the wilderness and slept on the ground for 3 days and not showered.
So then I will amend this question for you two.
Mm-hmm.
When you go camping,
Uh-huh.
or for you two, maybe just cooking outside,
Oh, okay.
what is your
A
favorite
barbecue.
thing to eat or have around the campfire?
Oh,
S'mores don't count. Go ahead and get those out of your brain. Everybody likes s'mores. Moving on.
Except for the menu.
Right.
I've got food in my mouth. Someone else want to take this?
Sure. It's not really, I don't think it's technically a camping food. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe more people do it. We always like pre-make breakfast burritos.
We do the same thing too.
And then we just heat them up while we're up there.
Yeah, we wrap them in foil and we put them on the fire in the morning.
Yep.
Hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love a breakfast burrito anyways, but then, it's just kind of nice little morning treat, get you going.
We
I
do
have
a
a-
lot of prep for our
Absorbs the
camping
beer
trips.
from the night before.
I have two thoughts about this. One is that Jess told me one time that she knew she was a real adult, Jason's wife, that she knew she was a real adult when you guys ordered Chiba Hut catering and it came with like these little squeegee bottles of like sauce. And she was like, these are going to be amazing for camping. And she was like, she was like, this made my entire month. Like I was so excited. And then I was like, wow, this is what I'm the most excited about right now.
Yep.
I'm such an
It was
adult.
awesome.
Can we also do an aside for like people who run, like who have groups of friends for gaming? Because this is something that I just frankly never thought of. And somehow Jason and Jessica were like, no, let's fucking do this. If you're hosting a game night and it's like not a regular thing, you got a lot of people coming there, look at catering options for regional restaurants.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of like sandwich shops and things where like, we like literally we were all going to order dinner anyway, but we all like Venmo in a couple days ahead. You get a catering box. We get more food than we would have if we ordered individually. I get to try like 4 different half sandwiches. And then we all bring like a side or two.
This
And
is
God,
now like an ad for catering.
And look, it's for catering generically. Yes, shop local or shop regional. Cater regionally for your like a couple times a year game day because
100%.
That's a
It's
millennial
great.
potluck.
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Sure, 100%.
make sure it gets delivered. Don't go pick it up. The other thing I was going to say is that I have a hypothetical camping meal that I would eat, which is one time James was trying
Fish
to
on a stick?
convince me. Yeah, fish on a stick. James was trying to convince me to go camping, and he was like, "I'll make biscuits in a little cast iron thing over an open fire. Doesn't that sound nice?" And I was like, "That does actually kind of sound nice, but not nice enough to make me go camping."
I wish we were talking about prep. Did any of you ever do the freezer bag scrambled egg boil?
No.
No.
Oh, that's a big thing in Scouts is you could crack a bunch of eggs ahead of time, mix them up, divvy them out into freezer bags, roll it up, pop it in the cooler, boil water in the morning, stick the bags in, put any seasonings you want. Like everyone can open up their bag, throw the seasonings in the bag with the eggs. Freezer bag's important because you're putting it in boiling water. Scramble the eggs. And then we would often convert it into a breakfast burrito from there. Have a bunch of tortillas and cheese just to get, because like you're a scout and We did it. I was like a scout in like military communities overseas. So we had like a lot of youths involved, which was nice. And the adults did a good job of like letting the kids actually run the show. So we got to like really budget how much money do we have for the trip. So you could go pretty far on a bunch of eggs and like tortillas and fucking shredded cheese.
Yeah.
Is such a great way to add a lot of calories to a meal. And when it's a bunch of 14-year-old boys who need to eat like twice their body weight. That was a big one. Okay, my two favorites. I've got two. One is a small, easy one that we used to do in scouting a lot that I loved. And it's when you take an apple, open a pocket knife, and just core the majority of the apple out. If you can, do it in a cone so there's still a bottom. And then just like with a fork and whatever substance you have, you can do it in there. Mix up butter and brown sugar. Pop that in the middle of the apple, wrap it in tinfoil, and set it near the fire. It'll bake the apple with the butter and cinnamon sugar. So yeah, brown sugar, cinnamon, butter in the middle of the apple. Bake that in and it'll seep into the apple. Then you just open up the tinfoil, slice it up, and you have like,
it's like a dumpling.
Sounds delicious.
Oh, it's so, and it's also so easy because you don't even have to have a decent cook fire set up. Just put it near the end and turn it with a stick occasionally. We did some backpacking. We did a lot of the like hike. We did a lot of like the kind of carry it in camping, like a couple of big containers. So I often ended up on cook duty because I'm unathletic and like sitting around camp.
Yeah.
I remember there was one morning, this other guy and I made a breakfast thing because we ran a little low on time, but it became so favorite. We started making it at campouts. And it was a combination of eggs, biscuit, sausage, and cheese that kind of became like a weird cobbler because we put the thing that took the longest to cook in first. We realized like, oh shit, we have to be to our first thing. Like we have to like hit this certain checkpoint by a certain time in the morning for the camp out. And we don't have time to cook.
Yeah.
And so we just threw each thing in at the cook time. So it would all be done about the same end time. And we ended up with like a biscuit bread dough that had sort of just eggs and cheese and sausage cooked into like weird biscuit bread. Fucking delicious.
Good. Sounds good. Yeah.
And of course, it's in a cast iron. So it has like that metal crust taste on it. Oh, so we just ended up making that in a lot of trips because then it became hand food, which was really nice. And because like we were a bunch of 14-year-old boys, no one wanted to do fucking dish duty.
Yeah.
So we're like, yeah, any food that you can just like spatula cut out of the cast iron and hand to someone and it burns their hand a little and there's no dishes.
Yep.
Best fucking day camping ever.
We made nachos last time we went camping.
Oh, fuck. That's genius.
Yeah, we took a cast iron and we put the chips and all those toppings and everything on it and then wrapped it in aluminum foil and let it sit over the fire until everything melted. Dude, I'll try to show you guys the picture later, but I was like, this is the best looking nachos I've ever made. And it was such a hit. Such a hit.
Another easy shout out for not very expensive, easy to make, really great. If you have a Dutch oven, because like if you're backpacking, you don't have a fucking Dutch oven unless you hate yourself or someone in your group. Like dump cake or monkey bread, or like they're so easy. They're so good though when you're camping and you're like, oh, what did it take? Fucking thing is cinnamon rolls and a can of peaches.
We did cinnamon rolls. Jessica made cinnamon rolls and we finished them in the
Dutch oven.
Dutch oven. That's the word I was looking for.
It's like it's either a Dutch oven or
Dutch
like
oven.
you were drowning them in water violently.
Now when we ended up going, we started using our cast iron so much that I went and bought another set that I didn't take camping with me because I hated cleaning it up to bring it back in the house. So yeah.
It's that bit where like I really respect the representation in Lord of the Rings that like Sam has this one fucking pan that he keeps through the whole thing because it makes such a difference in your camping to have a good pan. You can cook so much in especially like one pan. You can cook so much in it.
Refried beans with like brown sugar, bacon.
Shit,
sounds good.
Just
You're from Oklahoma. You've eaten outside before.
yeah. Oh yeah.
You've eaten out of doors.
Yeah, you don't make it out of the South without eating outdoors.
Yeah.
Honestly, I automatically feel like any barbecue that's served at a restaurant with 4 full walls outside of the kitchen is not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
The best barbecue I've ever had looks like a trailer with an awning and a smoker out back, and you sit on a picnic table that has been like wind blown through at least 2 zip codes.
The best are like the grills / smoker combinations that are like the size of an RV.
Yeah.
It literally is pulled behind a truck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Someone has hand welded that custom.
Right.
We saw one once where it was a semi truck, but you lifted the front up and there was a grill under it.
That's awesome.
And they were like cooking a bunch of Johnsonville
Wow,
brats
that
at
is
this
cool.
festival. And I was like, whoa, that's awesome.
I really don't think I've ever had actually like good barbecue.
All right. Well, that's
Ever
another
in my
thing.
life.
So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting a grill here soon, so you'll have it before long.
Well, then you get into which is your belief, like what's your barbecue seasoning?
That's a whole other banter topic.
Yeah, we
Yep.
better get off of that. I think the real seasoning.
Speaking of cooking in front of a fire,
Let's get back to this campfire embers that all of you just defended. So you fought off a couple of bandits in the evening.
I'm concerned because I feel like what James initially said was like you see 3 to 5 people moving, but there was only 3.
So you have taken care of these bandits. It's nighttime. There's 3 bodies around you. What do you do with these bodies, bro?
Set 'em up for the fire.
I love that this is just making a consistent appearance.
I got a loot.
All right. Well, you found a loot?
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
Nope. It's staggeringly similar to before.
All right.
Daggers, leather armor, short bows, and rations. And in this case, 17 silver pieces.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, it was higher than last time, so I needed the drop in order to do
wait, a piece?
basic addition. No, 17 between the 3 of them.
We're rich.
So,
Well,
time to go to bed.
I guess I'll throw these on the fire too.
I'm
in
going
the middle
back.
of your campsite.
No, I'll just go do a separate
Go
fire.
burn them in this little ravine over here.
Yes,
I'm going back to bed.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
I already did my watch.
I'll stay up.
Cool. It's only a few hours. It's only an hour or so left, so you get up and get the body moving. Hey, buddy,
anyone
get
hurt?
the body grooving.
Do you want
Yes,
some more arrows?
a little bit.
Okay. Take 16 more.
Okay.
And there's also been some spare short bows if you wanted to pick up a short bow, Trent, because I don't think you had a ranged weapon.
I don't. That's okay.
I just got a little scratched. It's not that big a deal, but I don't like it.
Actually, I'll take a short bow, like
Take short bow.
10 arrows.
Yeah, take 10 arrows.
Is anybody
I'll
going to
do
make me
healing.
feel
Just
better?
mine.
Well, I'm 2 hit points down.
Let's see what I can do.
So I'm gonna move this ahead a little bit.
You'll
Ben.
get that when you sleep, right?
Yeah, technically
yeah.
the end of resting. What is it?
No.
Your
You got 2. Don't take this from me.
This is all I have.
I actually rolled a 2 on the die too. which is
And
pretty
Ari's
funny.
like, someone's trying to make up for the
It's
shoulder thing.
2d8 though, Jason. So it's more than 2.
Well, you
Oh, well,
got
I'm
8.
fine.
So you get up in the morning, you do your daily preparations, pray to Erastil, champion a whole bunch of different gods, and you got some options. Let's talk about the weather. Should move into
want to be with you alone and talk about the weather.
What?
What? Come on, you guys.
Does anybody else see a Nintendo 64 controller in
I
this snake over here?
100% see that. Yeah.
I've been staring at it most of the
That's
day. Like,
funny.
I want to play with that.
I would have never noticed. But yeah, no.
You know they keep remaking like old style controllers for the Switch for the throwback games. Do you think they're gonna make the weird fucking claw next?
I just wish they would. Just do it. Just do it.
No, that thing was terrible.
Just
You want
do it.
that thing?
Just do it.
Yeah.
It's not good.
I want them all.
Gotta. Never mind.
I'm piling all the pawns in a pile, like
A pawn pile.
a pawn pile. And
Are you piloting that? Are you
putting-
piloting pawn piles?
I'm putting Arthur over there too.
You know, Arthur,
Yes?
your brother Beef, he kept like a running tally of who killed the most people.
Oh,
Ari here is very deadly.
you know, I have actually been keeping track of who among us killed as well.
Is it like a family thing?
Perhaps if you could just mentally say to me the ones that Biff had tracked, I could add those all up. Oh, look, I already have.
I believe I have a piece of paper in my pocket.
Oh, perfect. It seems that Lucky is leading with 8, and Ari has 7. Biff, ironically, is in 3rd.
It's gonna be rough in a couple of levels when Biff is dead last.
Yeah. Ooh,
Come on.
Aw, that was unnecessary.
I'm leaving.
So it's clear sky, no rain. What's the plan? You've got the map in front of you, Jane. Where's the party moving?
It's not just in front of me.
Pack it up.
Yeah, you're right. Someone else could reach across the table.
Question: do I get my focus spell back?
Yeah, 10 minutes of prayer restores your focus spell.
I think we just
Is that all?
Yeah.
Yeah, for focus spells. Yeah.
But isn't there a rule about like you can't go up to full though?
Okay, so I'll actually need to check this because they may have updated this in the remaster, but in Pathfinder 2nd Edition V1, you can have up to a maximum of 3 focus points, and the refocus activity restored 1 focus point and then stated that you could not use the refocus ability again until you had spent focus points again. So if you were at 3 and you used 1, you could regain 1. If you were at 3 and you used 2, you could regain 1, but couldn't regain any more until you'd spent some, either going from 2 down to 1 back up to 2, or from 2 down to 0 and back up to 1. I don't know if perhaps, I know in the remaster they did look at some of the phrasing and some of the use of bringing focus points back. There's a document that came out a lot sort of parallel with Rage of Elements that goes into that in a little more depth, and I don't for the life of me remember what the exact approach to that is. So,
Okay, we can check that later.
yeah, we can look into that between things. But regardless, it's at a new day, you get all of them back, period.
Cool.
And if you've only spent 1, then 10 minutes of prayer or refocusing, which usually for champions is prayer or like focusing on your oath if you've taken an oath.
I have.
So it might be focusing on your oath then.
I have.
I will seek vengeance upon those who have wronged me and my community.
It's pretty dope.
I can respect that. Community is what's up.
That's very sweet. Support.
Look at that. Friendship.
Okay, I just
As you
moved
burn
the
bandit
group
bodies together.
token.
Yeah, while we're burning people.
Their bodies are skulls are actively seen through the
God,
fire.
this is terrible. I just moved us along too because I figure we're just
Following that road.
right.
Yeah,
Yep.
You're not exploring, you're just traveling, you're moving along the road. And you're doing pretty good. I think we're going to have... so let's see. I'm trying to remember who's doing what in general. Jane, you're looking out for danger. Or I should say Ari is looking out for danger. Nikolai, you're looking out for signs of wildlife.
Yeah.
Nature stuff. Trent, is it Arthur who's sort of keeping an eye out broadly for danger as well, or like for enemies?
I think I would want to say yes, but also I think he's just kind of he's sort of making sure everyone is moving along.
Sure.
Like that the llama, that the
You're like
the
a
horse,
sheepdog.
that-
You're
yeah.
hurting everybody.
You know, the llama is probably tied to the horse, you know, and he's just kind of maintaining the group, as it were.
I always imagine someone's pulling the llama with a string or with a rope.
Ari loves the llama.
All right. So it's actually Ari that sort of late afternoon of this day sees the silhouette of a couple, like looks like maybe some sort of like dogs or other things moving along in the like the high grasses.
Are they
ahead of
dogs
you.
or are they dog-sized
Yeah.
caterpillars?
There's only one of those.
Only
so
one way
far.
to find out.
Okay, I am so intrigued though about this caterpillar. It's still here.
Yeah.
And does it like move at the same speed that
Yeah,
we move?
it's walking
That
around
is
with us.
incredibly unnerving. A caterpillar should not be
I
able to
think it
move.
kind of
That's
chills
true.
on my shoulders too, like as I'm walking,
Gross.
like across the back of my shoulders.
Can you
Does it-
imagine?
Like a caterpillar
That's
scarf.
awesome.
Does it sleep?
Yeah, probably.
Can you imagine walking around and a caterpillar just being able to walk the same speed as you and just follow
5 feet.
you?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, dogs do. Why is that so weird?
Because they're not worms.
Neither are caterpillars.
All right.
Dogs are
They have
smaller. It'd
legs.
take them a long time to walk next to you.
Do you
Yeah,
have to
all right.
feed it like all of the vegetation in the area to maintain its like growth size?
Nah, just throw it a ration.
Is it going to eventually turn into like a horse-sized butterfly?
I guess we'll see.
Wow.
So would you rather face? No.
Speaking of Perdito.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't mentioned Perdito's Treat Station this season yet, so yeah, maybe
Here
it's
it
a whole
is.
moth
Here it
thing.
is.
What a spoiler.
1,000 butterfly-sized caterpillars.
I'm so confused.
Or one giant horse-sized duck.
These dog-sized things ahead of you.
Right,
And
right,
you
right.
see like 2 of them kind of moving around some of the brush and foliage and the grasslands.
Ari's going to do like some clandestine like hand motions
Whoa,
of like
horse.
hold,
I don't know sign language.
shush. She's going to be like, there's dogs.
You just got shush.
What kind of dog?
I don't know what.
Go on.
I do love the idea that Ari's like, Nikolai, like be quiet, like whispering, and then Arthur's just like, get.
They're about 100 yards, 100 meters away.
Can I take a peek?
A dog-like thing? Yeah. What do you think those are?
Let me see.
So
I don't
what?
fucking I think it's a giraffe. I
What's
rolled
a giraffe?
Oh,
You've heard of these plains hounds. Maybe they're coming. You've heard the ghostly stories. Maybe it's a ghost chill hound known for hunting and haunting.
Wait,
oh
for real?
God.
He's got a natural one. That's what he believes.
Ah.
I believe it's a ghost dog.
Ah.
Good thing we
Like
all
the
have
movie.
magical weapons.
I think we should hide from those dogs.
I don't think we do.
A couple of you
does.
do.
I do.
I
Okay,
don't.
good.
Hey,
Thank
you got a
God.
+1 longsword.
Yeah,
You
you
don't
got a
use it,
+1
but you
longsword.
have
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Which you could have sold for a lot and bought a horse, or you could give to someone if you're
I
not
don't
gonna
want a
use.
horse. I got my llama. That's all I need.
You ever feel like you need a +1 mace? Just let me know. I'll let you have it.
Jane's got a +1 longsword.
Why are you just offering that up to
I'm
people?
not. I'm just letting people know.
I would love to use your +1 mace.
Here you go.
Sick.
That was Arthur speaking.
Do you have to attune
Nope.
to a
No.
+1? Okay.
And it's a vest. It's invest in Pathfinder. You're not playing Baldur's Gate, Trenton.
Oh, right. Sorry.
All right, so dogs.
Dogs.
Do you like dags?
Dags.
Do you like
Dags.
dags? The ghost dags?
Well, all right. I'll
Are
go.
they coming toward us?
I'll go approach them. Clunk.
Yeah, are they just minding their
Clunk.
business?
They're kind of. It looks like they're maybe picking at something on the ground.
Oh, okay.
Lucky, do you want to just sneak up there and see
Yeah.
what's going on?
I'll stealth forward.
Take a torch.
I feel like I'm going to roll bad because I've been rolling good lately.
No, this will be a stealth check now. Now there's
Oh,
drama.
you're doing it, right?
Yep. What's your bonus?
Dang it, I rolled a 16. +9.
Sure. So you start sneaking up, and as you get maybe 30 feet away, you do see one of them like raise their head and sniff. They aren't looking at you, but they're sort of sniffing. I'm not gonna actually. You know what? Should I play the? I have an image. Should I play the bit?
Sure.
Sure. Do we think they're just going to be like cute, nice dogs?
Oh, it's Rex.
So it's size small, so they are like
So far,
dog
so good.
sized.
Like, I like it. Ah!
That's like dinosaur
That's
dog.
not a dog.
It's
That's not
actually
a
not.
dog.
It's like if
doesn't.
It
you.
looks like a warg.
It's like it's like a saber-toothed tiger, but a dog.
Yeah,
But
that's
also
true.
a werewolf,
That's a
and a
werewolf.
rat tail.
It looks like a werewolf.
Is it a werewolf?
Red fur, which is weird.
I just wanted to describe it for our listeners.
It's got
Stripes.
like big claws on its feet. Yeah, it's like
97
striped.
teeth.
It's got almost like a mane down its back.
Kind of a humpback situation.
Mhm.
It reminds me a lot of like when you go to a nature and science museum and they show you like animals that once existed in North America but are
Yeah,
now
yeah.
extinct. It looks a lot like some of those
It kind of has a rat tail.
carnivores.
But the thing I want to point out about this one is its front legs and its back legs look like it could stand up on its back
Yeah.
legs and use its hands.
Kinda
It does
does
look
look
like
like
it's
that.
about to do that.
It looks very powerful.
And it has long, pointy ears.
As
Good
long
job,
as it's not a
guys.
hound of Tendelos, I'm fine.
Hello, boy.
Oh gosh. Yeah. No.
So you're up there
I fought those in 2 different games and they sucked both times.
in two different
in
systems.
2 different systems.
All right. So what are you doing, Lucky? You see 2 of these things. And they're sort of like when one of them sniffs something, they both sort of like skulk down, like their bodies just lower into the grass a little bit.
Can you
God.
see what they're eating?
Yeah. What are they picking at?
You don't have a look at it from this angle. And basically, I'm gonna kind
Biff.
of play this for you. Oh,
Dang.
you kind of have.
Rip.
He's
Pile
been
on.
buried.
They're dogs, so they're
You
like
do
bones.
you get 2 options. Really, there's 2 things. You can try to get out of there, or this is gonna happen, or something's
Yeah.
gonna
No.
happen.
I'm retreating.
Okay, you slink away. Slink, slunk, slook.
Yes.
Come back to the group. What do you tell them?
Yeah. There's some really terrifying looking dog creatures down there.
Well, they can probably smell us.
Well, they didn't smell me, so
Let's get out of here.
Or maybe they did, but
Perhaps we avoid them and keep an eye to make sure they do not follow.
yeah, I think we should.
Sounds
go.
great.
With this new description, Jason, if you want to attempt a new recall knowledge, this will be a secret one.
Okay.
What
Can I do
skill
one too?
Yeah, it'll be secret, but nature, or if you have a more specific lore.
I think I have a
Nature.
+5 in nature.
What do you got, Jason?
+8.
Unless it's Fae. I have Fae lore.
I mean, you can try that.
Let's do nature. You didn't make
Doesn't
me
look
feel
very
great
Fae.
about Fae lore.
Is there
so
a Fey dog?
I'm
Jason-
sure there is.
You do
Is that Fey
recognize the description and the fact that it's talked about how it's a dog, but not quite a dog. You know that these are... Okay, you ready for me to try to pronounce a fantasy name?
Uh-oh.
All right.
Yes.
Just open up, warm up the jaw muscles. Thylacine. These seem particularly to be like brush thylacine. Thylacines can be easily mistaken for dogs or jackals, but the defining stripes on their gold-hued haunches is what you, and unusually wide gaping jaws negate this perception in close encounters. And that's what does it for you hearing that description. You're like, oh, I have heard of these. They're quite vocal, using a combination of growls and hisses and gaping threat yawns in order to like communicate and establish dominance.
Yawn.
I do that all the time.
I just yawn.
Aggressively tired.
Adults stand about 2 feet tall to shoulder, about 4 feet long, weigh about 50 pounds, give or take.
Okay.
They're not dogs, which is a good call from real life, Jason. They're carnivorous marsupials.
What?
Yeah.
Which is why it looks like they can use their hands.
Like hyenas. Aren't hyenas
Like,
marsupials? No,
I
they're
don't
not
know.
marsupials.
They're more like,
They're something
Like
weird.
koalas, yeah, or,
Like
or
mongoose.
kangaroos.
Mongoose.
Yes. They're typically nocturnal predators that will occasionally form small packs.
Are they like inherently evil or summoned or...
They're scavengers. They're carnivorous predators. They have a little bit of a boogeyman perception in
Okay.
farming communities just because they'll come in at night and pick things off. Imagine like bigger coyote foxes sort of deals. Like they'll just come in and eat shit.
Hyenas belong to a family all their own.
Oh,
They're their
really?
own thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
The most close relative to them is like the mongoose. And then from
Interesting.
there, technically
honestly,
meerkats.
This hyena does look almost exactly like this thing.
It kind of
in-
does,
They're not,
actually.
they're not just mammals?
They are, but they're a weird subset.
I will tell you all, this is a scavenger animal. I believe that if we leave it alone, we may be able to avoid it altogether.
Great.
They
Sounds
are-
good to me.
They are close enough to the road where if you're going to take the road, you either have to wait out like maybe half the day and see if they leave or try to go away from the road. Now, that being said, you're only 1 hex away from where you think your destination is.
Yeah, let's just go off-roading and
It's
avoid
off-road, baby.
Okay.
these scary hyena things.
All right. So you go off-roading, as Jane
Cowards.
puts it.
Smart.
And you start working your way towards towards where on your map, well, you don't have a map, but where, the map that maybe you're drawing or writing, you believe this outpost is. You can even see it kind of in the morning when you woke up on the horizon. You can make some little structure out.
Is Nikolai making a map as we go? That'd be cool.
There's a map in the back of this book.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Fuck yeah.
So with these pictures, I'm going to go home and like draw the pieces we've traveled.
Yes.
All right. So,
There's more. It folds out.
That's so good.
Oh, cool.
So good.
So you start showing up, and as you get a little bit closer, you get your first look at this sort of trading post. It's clear to any of you who've ever served or seen it, it's a repurposed old border fort. It's not very large, and you can see sort of wooden palisades set up around the outside that's starting to look a little bit, well, they are quite run down. You can see some areas that have been repaired. The palisades, though, they're somewhat impressive. They're 10 foot high, basically around the whole thing. And at each corner of these stockades, you can see older watchtowers. And those of you with higher perception, which I think is like lucky, you'll probably even pick out, and you're right. Oh yeah, cleric.
Yeah.
Lucky and Nikolai, you'll even see what looks like old weapons.
Oh.
Maybe a ballista or a catapult, but so worn down that you can't tell at this distance
Yeah,
as
yeah.
you get a little closer. As you get there, though, the main thing that would stand out to you is you see a large gate. It's like only one way in or out, like a 30-foot wide gate.
That's a big gate. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's an old border fort, you know?
Yeah.
Are we at the coin?
Yes, you
Cool.
are now there. And so you have made it.
And so
to
the
the fort.
intel we've gotten is that there are bandits at this fort,
They've been having bandit problems.
at or around.
Yes.
Okay. Do we think that the bandits have control of said fort or outposts, or is someone else holding this down?
Perhaps it's best to assume that they do.
Okay.
I can go scout a
But
little
weren't
bit.
there groups ahead of us that came this way also?
Yeah.
Maybe. You don't know.
We don't know. Okay. Yeah, scout it out.
Okay.
All right. Lucky
Do you
time.
want to come too?
Sure.
All right,
Team
Jane.
Scout.
What's
Team
your stealth
Scout.
bonus?
Well, this is fun. +7.
And Lucky, you've got a plus something ridiculous.
Oh, good. Yeah, keep forgetting you're rolling. This time I rolled a 4, so I'm glad you're rolling.
Don't be too glad.
I got a +9.
+9. All right. So as you get closer, you see, like I said, there's a gate, a big gate to it's either the south or the east. I have it written in my notes, but I can't remember. And that seems to be the only way in or out as you get closer. Right now, the gates are open, though.
Yeah, we'll go peer in the gate.
Mm-hmm.
A little closer, you can see into.
Is it light right now?
Yeah, it's it's afternoon in February.
Oh, yeah,
so the
because we
sun's
only
getting
went one
down.
hex, right? Well, we
You
went off-road, though. Okay.
So sun's going to be setting soon, but the sun is still up.
Okay.
You're able to get a little bit closer, and what you see through the main gate is sort of a market yard. And I want to make it clear, when I say this is an abandoned border fort, I mean 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45. We're talking 50 by 80 feet is the entire thing across.
Okay.
So this sort of courtyard, market yard, past the gate is 40 feet in, and it's 30 feet across.
That's smaller than the cathedral that we fought in the last adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, honestly, a big house is the size of this whole fort.
Mm.
And so the gates are open, and you get a look inside. You can see that these aren't just palisades. There is actually a walking surface at the walls above the ground. 10 feet up, walking surface, watchtowers in the corner. And you can see a few structures. It looks like there's sort of this market yard, and there is a wagon, an empty wagon there. It looks like a stable, a small storehouse, a couple of picnic tables, outdoor eating tables, and then 2 small structures. And as you get close, you do see that there is a man up on the roof of the farthest back, the largest structure, sort of working on the roof.
Okay. Like repairing it?
Yeah, there's a man.
Does
up
he
there.
look like a bandit man?
Is it a bandit man?
Hi, sir. You a bandit?
It's a man of probably late 30s, darker skin, from really sun weathered skin, brown hair, looks cut pretty short, has some sort of facial hair, but you can't get a great look. Shirt with a white collar and some sort of blue thing tied around.
Tear
All right.
tattoos on his
Yeah,
face.
Jason
Yeah,
wants to
does
know
he have,
has a
like-
tear tattoo.
I was like, why are you pointing at your face, bro?
Yeah. Tear tattoos.
He's just so sad.
Does he look like he's been in prison?
I don't know. What does that look like, Trent?
Angry.
Angry, spiderweb tattoo on the elbow, teardrops around the eye, those kinds of things.
Okay, it's one dude. I think we're all right.
Yeah, I think this is fine.
Should we wave in the other two?
Yeah.
We'll work our way back towards you.
I think it's all right
approach
over
together.
there.
Okay.
So that's when I swung the sword and managed to hit what I was trying to hit.
It's hilarious.
That wasn't that funny.
You just got the.
Why are they always like this?
Yeah, I don't know.
And I'm saying that as why are Jason and Trent always having weird story time asides while we're doing plot relevant things?
That's right.
What else are you doing? Just
And I would say,
He's not speaking.
as you head back and come
That'd
forward,
be
we will collect that the person on the roof seems to have left. You
Okay.
don't see him on the roof as you get closer. And then right as you get near the gate, you see him climbing up a ladder to the roof again. And it's sort of imagine the camera
Hello.
sort of looking up. Yeah. Right as you hear from off screen, "Oh, hello, I'm glad you made it here." And whoop, quick cut from that camera to a blonde woman that looks like this. And we've got a little ditty to play.
That Kirsten Dunst?
Yeah. I was going to say, I've been watching a lot of Women's World Cup lately, and she looks like she should play for the Swedish women's national team.
She really does. She really does.
she's like blonde hair, blue-eyed, like Dairy Maid.
She's got a little like
Bonnet, kerchief.
interestingly enough, she also has a blue bandana on. I wonder if this is like a thing around here or if that's just a coincidence.
As you get closer, you do get a better look at the man. We'll do that as well.
Oh, hello.
Okay. Hi, guy.
wanna
He kind of looks
describe
like Mr. Darcy sort of vibe.
He's got some muttons.
Yeah, he's got some
He's
good
got some
shots.
muttons. He looks a little sad.
Yeah, he's concerned.
Yeah,
Or
pretty
he needs
average looking
something
dude.
bad.
That.
He's gonna poop soon.
Yeah, he does have a poop countenance to him.
A little bit of furrowed brow.
That classic poop countenance.
He looks like damn it! He played in The Warrior, and he was in The Green
Oh
Knight.
yeah.
Dev Patel?
No.
No. Oh, Joel Edgerton?
Yeah, Joel Edgerton.
Oh yeah, he does look like
does.
Yeah,
Joel
he really
Edgerton.
has that vibe, especially his character in Green
Wait.
Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that in Green Knight.
Yeah, he was the noble. Or if you know the full
Yeah.
story, you know who else that character is?
Isn't he? Well, I don't know about the Green Knight, but isn't that actor also Luke Skywalker's uncle in like one of the Star
Lars,
Wars
yeah.
shows? Yeah.
Yeah, the prequels, the Obi-Wan
The
show.
prequels and the Obi-Wan show. Yeah.
And if we're like really leaning into it, then it's also the he's also that noble in the poem of the Green Knight is actually the Green Knight who's getting a feel for Gawain before like passing judgment on him.
Oh, I had
just
no
blew
idea.
my mind.
Yeah,
I
wow.
can't even finish the session. I gotta go
Holy, I need to go watch this
Yeah.
movie again.
home. Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, now
Wow.
I'm lost.
That's fun. Honestly, the
How
Green
about watching
Knight,
The Green Knight
the
later.
Green Knight is a good watch to get in the vibe for this adventure.
It is.
Actually.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I watched
Yeah.
The Green Knight and I watched 13th Warrior to get ready for these because they're
ooh,
like
Arthur and Beowulf. Okay.
fucking awesome. Watch both of them. for
You
sure.
would like the Green Knight, I think.
It just had some imagery that's very Pathfinder as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So she sort of, oh, hello, we're so glad you're here.
Oh, and she should be played by Florence Pugh.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I could see that. I'm so glad you're here. And she has in her hands bread and a clay like pitcher.
I like
What's in
bread.
the picture?
Bread is good.
It's not much, but just some fresh water and warm bread. Thank you. Are you all here from Restov?
Yes, we are.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
We've got the charter. These are my friends. We would love a place to chill.
Wow.
She's all
She's never
vibes.
said that I was her friend before.
Well,
Well, you're
I
all,
didn't say that.
You're all friends here. I'm Svetlana, and that's my husband Oleg up there on the roof.
why does
Excuse
he
him.
look so
Great
sad?
names.
Hello.
Don't worry about it now. But so you are the adventurers from Restov, sent by the Sword Lords.
Yes, we are some of them.
That's us.
Who are you?
Well, I just said I'm Svetlana.
Right, that is your name, but who are you?
Oh, Oleg and I, we got bought the charter to come out here and turn this old fort into a trading post. Been
Awesome.
abandoned for years. We've been out here for maybe half a year or so. Just, you know what it's like trying to get away, carve out a space of your own. Housing prices these days.
Yes.
Tough economy.
We
It's a fixer-upper.
Thankfully, the interest rate isn't too high right now.
super real for you, Trent.
Too real. Too real.
Please. And she sort of takes you around. Like I said, like it's a 30 by 40 area. And you see that this sort of open space curves. Well, there's just sort of space between buildings where there's just barely enough room to put a couple of long tables and benches between a small 15-foot by 30-foot building and another building that's maybe 30 by 30. And there's just enough room. There's a campfire, a sort of built-in masonry, cook fire between these sort of two bigger, long tables and benches, sort of beer garden style things that are
Yeah.
old and weathered. Please sit down. What are your names?
I'm
Owen's
Ari.
up there on the roof. Dunk, dunk. Ari?
Mhm.
Wonderful.
I am Nikolai.
Nikolai?
Lucky.
Lucky?
My name is Arthur.
Excellent.
He's super weird. I apologize in advance.
No, you're not. Well, I suppose anyone who chooses to adventure, it might be seen as a bit strange from those of us who choose other, perhaps less violent professions. But right now, it's violence has found us in ours, whether or not we wanted to.
Yeah,
so
do
we're
you have
so
a lot
glad
of
you're here.
Bandits right now?
Is that not why you're here?
Yes.
Has anyone else made it?
Well, Well, there's some folks who come through time and again. And she like sort of looks over her shoulder at Oleg and gets quiet. He finally did ask for some help after what's been happening. And last time there was a trapper coming through, sent word back through the crossing to Restov. It had been a little while since we heard something, but message had made its way to us that at some point there was a request for aid against the bandits here had been approved. And then supposedly a patrol was being sent out, but we'd heard just through, word on the road that all of you that there was a band of adventurers chartered by one of the sword lords even that would be coming this way, and perhaps you could even help.
Hold on. So there was a patrol, but that's not us.
Yes,
I'm asking you, not Svetlana.
Oh.
No, we are not a patrol.
No, but I'm like, she's talking about two separate things. Like, there's a patrol, but that's not. She hadn't like heard that we were coming.
I'd say ask in person, ask in character for clarification.
Did you hear that we were coming?
A bit. We'd heard that our request for help against the bandits had been approved.
But there was another patrol that was sent out at some point, but you haven't heard from them?
We heard that they'd be coming, but I grew up, frankly, around nobility and the bureaucracy, and I know how long it can take once that's set to put it together and figure out rosters and sent. But we had heard that while it might take a while for a patrol to get here, that perhaps some of the sword lords' chartered adventurers might be here sooner.
Gotcha. So it's not like there's a patrol that just hasn't been heard from and is probably dead.
No,
that we know.
Well, gods know, I hope not. But, who knows when they'll get here, and God, the bandits are due back tomorrow for their next tax collection.
Oh,
they come on a schedule.
Oh, yes, have you not?
Could you tell us more about that?
Sure, I guess we haven't told them much.
seems like something you should lead with, but
I wasn't sure how much you'd been told. You know how it is. We get the word that comes through with trappers and traders as they come, but sometimes it's few and far in between, and the way it's been these last few months with banditry on the rise, we hear less and less, and I always hope it's because they're staying home, fearful for their safety, but I worry it's the word dies with them on the roadside. At this point, she's like tearing up some of the bread. She even pulls out a little bit of cheese to kind of share with all of you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you. So, it started, almost 3 months ago tomorrow. A group came by, threatened to burn down the trading post if Oleg and I didn't agree to hand over basically every trade good we'd managed to purchase and get our hands on up till that point.
Say no more. I will destroy them.
Oh, okay.
Did they?
No, you can
Wait,
keep
hold
talking.
on. Yeah,
Oh.
Don't listen to him. Did they say what group they represent?
Just those who had the strength to take what they feel they wanted.
Did you happen to notice if they had tear tattoos?
I didn't, but I don't remember seeing any obvious ones.
Does Oleg have a tear tattoo? Tell us.
No, he's a woodworker, and honestly an amazing one.
Does he need
It's how
help
we
up
met.
there?
Damn it, you beat me too.
You bet woodworking?
Woodworking? Well, I come from a noble family, and I don't know if you spent the time, but
You
I
guys are
pickpocket her.
everywhere. Fucking everywhere.
they were. It's why I tried to leave. Honestly, I felt like I couldn't take it anymore.
What?
I was the daughter of a minor noble, even then, the Biavin family. There was plenty of wealth and splendor, but honestly, it just felt like a gilded cage.
Just, quick changing subjects.
Oh, yes.
How many of these bandits usually show up when they arrive?
Well, the first time, several came. 6. Oleg, how many bandits were there the first time? I don't fucking remember.
Seems like a charmer.
No, sorry. Sort of stops, spits a nail out of his mouth.
Oh, is that in your stomach or?
So he's like a cat. Like
There were nearly a dozen of them the first time.
Oh, shit.
About 10 or so. Looked sort of
You gonna destroy him still?
gruff.
Yes,
And then,
but I will probably need help.
Ari looks at Arthur and is like, well, this should be a fun day tomorrow then.
I agree.
kind of goes back.
So
Timer
Do you
hands.
know if they are aware that we are coming?
I certainly hope not. They haven't been here for a month, Svetlana says. There was the 10 or so of them, and then there was a cloaked man with a large bow and a woman with 2 hatchets. She did the majority of the talking and had a rather foul sense of humor. Seemed to take glee in how scared we were. She.
Is that woman that killed Biff, did she have 2 hatchets? Is that
No,
the
she had
same?
a giant battle
Giant
axe.
axe. Okay.
That's what I was trying to remember too. I was like, I know she had an axe. Was it 1 or 2?
She gets a little quieter. She nearly took Oleg's hand clean off. Thankfully, she didn't. Took my wedding ring, though. And you see, she just sort of like rubs her finger where there's no ring.
That is awful.
I suppose, but it's better than my husband losing his hand.
I will make them pay.
Oh, okay.
We will return your ring.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm more happy to have my husband than I am my ring, but I know it hurts him. Although I come from a noble family, for him, anything at all like that represented a lot of saving, and frankly, it was the most amazing thing anyone had ever given me.
Oleg, are you sad because the ring is gone?
Did you tell him about the ring?
See, Nicolas Cage too.
Tell him about the ring.
I gave up my days of being a cleric.
We're like, no.
Oh, no, he sort of stops.
A real hero.
You're going to be spreading word around everything we do. I'll come down here. Look, it's our private business and we couldn't handle it on our own. It's embarrassing enough to ask for help, but we don't have to tell him everything.
Pride will get you nowhere.
And he sort of stops. I know.
Asking for help makes you stronger, not weaker.
Give me a make an impression
That's
check.
surprising coming from you.
That's a very nice, like, emotionally healthy stance
Yeah, it
for
is. It
Arthur
really
to
is.
take.
That is a 15
Okay.
diplomacy.
Well, I've got stats for all these fucking characters,
Ah.
so I think, 15.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of looks at you. I know. Anyway, look, they're due back tomorrow, and I think they've been getting lax, letting their guard down. With you here, maybe there's something you can do about it. Neither of us fighters. Look at us, and they're laborers. But maybe you stand a chance.
Yes, you two shall stay in here and be safe from harm, and we will kill all of them.
I don't mean to question you. It seems like you're very experienced at this, what you do.
Yeah.
Only very recently. We dispatched about 6 bandits on the way here from...
6?
Yes.
But I have been trained among the Knights of Lastwall.
He is quite formidable.
Really? You're one of the last Wall Knights?
Well, not technically speaking. I am a
Actually,
recruit
his
of the
dead
Last
brother
Wall.
was a knight before he was.
Yeah, that's true.
Claire's up.
Also not technically true.
He didn't really get knighted?
Jarmandi isn't a knight. She's a sword lord.
Well, we're going to tell Arthur that he did.
He wasn't
Forever.
there.
Is there any,
No.
He
is there
wasn't
any more
there.
cheese?
Yes, there is some. Well, if you took 6 on your way here, then it shouldn't be as hard. They're second, and
Well, we assume that those 6 belong to your 12.
I can hope that that's the case, but there's so many bands roving these lands. The last, second, and third times they came, they came with fewer. So perhaps there'll be even less this time. Oh, yes. Thank you.
He's very learned.
He used to be a copy editor.
The joke is that it actually is fewer.
Yeah, in this particular case.
Stupid, so.
The woman that was there and took the ring, she didn't come back the second time. It's just been the man with the large bow. And after the second time, it was just him. And, well, last time, there was only 4 of them that came.
Oh. So
That
they've been
seems-
diminishing in number?
Well, it's not like we've put up a fight.
Sure.
Olog just sort of like cusses under his breath at that.
It's okay, Ola.
I'm sorry.
You
Yeah.
can only do what you can do.
Slap Oleg on the shoulder
He sort of
and
flinches
say,
when you touch him a little bit at
if-
that. Like, ugh.
I apologize. If you could show us around a little bit more so that Arthur could come up with a plan.
Yes.
Sure.
He winks at Lucky, knowing that Lucky's the one that really comes up with the plan.
I am experienced in siege defense.
That's probably true, right?
Yeah.
You have warfare lore, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that probably falls in there.
So they kind of give you what's going on. So let's look at the fort like a clock, right? Because that's going to be the easiest sort of relative place to go. So at the center of the clock, where the hand start, is the market yard. where most of your trade takes place is on the sort of the 3 o'clock angle of that is where the tables and the cook fire are that you're at. Moving counterclockwise up to sort of 2 o'clock, and that 1 to 2 o'clock corner of the fort is the sort of the main building. Inside of that, there's a few rooms. There's a small hallway, 10 feet wide, like 30 feet down. That's the main hall, and off of there's a small 15 foot by 15 foot dining room, a bedroom, an office, a stock room, and a storeroom, and that's the whole building. Pretty small. We're going to keep going counterclockwise. At the midnight angle, you have two things. Closer to the center, you have a small storage pen, 15 feet by 20 feet.
What's in there?
Right, so this is literally just walls with like a tin roof. Think about like almost like a carport. And Olog's just, it's empty right now. Usually we'll keep our furs or trade goods, but every time the bandits come, they request it all or threaten to burn everything down. So nothing right now.
I want to find a safe place to put Nadrama, the llama.
Oh, that's smart.
We do have a stable over here, and that's stable's at the 9 o'clock. Got a small stable over here. We've got Claptrap, my horse here. We've got stalls for rent, and you hear Sladana. But if you're helping, we're not going to take a coin from you. Room, bed, and board for all of you on us, as long as you're here helping, of course.
Oh, that's very kind.
It's the least we can do. No, what you're doing is kind.
No, you're more kind.
Oh, okay.
Is Arthur making a pass at Svetlana?
No, of course not.
She's not wearing a ring.
Patch.
I was going to, but then you said something.
That's right. I got two.
So the stable is 25 feet east to west, 25 feet across, and runs sort of long ways from like 10 to 7. It runs long ways. It's got 5 stalls, each 10 by 10 feet.
Horse can stay in there too.
And you see Claptrap, sort of a jittery, like little old riding horse in there.
I love that name for a horse.
A fine steed.
Claptrap.
I saw it, I was like, Borderlands.
Yeah, that's what I thought of. Peter Dinklage, right?
Is that who did the voice in one of the...
I think so.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So sort of to the north of, closer to the 11 o'clock midnight angle, north of the stables and the storage pen are the middens. 3 foot deep, 10 by 10 foot composting pits dug into the soil.
Is that poop?
Oh, no, but everything, right? Whatever helps to keep the grass green.
Okay.
And then the final thing is...
Nikolai talks to you about composting for at least 5 minutes.
To the 5 o'clock, to the southeast corner of the fort is the guest house. And it is literally a 15-foot by 40-foot building with beds in it and a small table. And like I can kind of show you all. And like keep in mind, you're about to see 2 tables, like just seating tables. Like this is not big. This is the whole place.
Okay.
Those are just yard tables. The bunkhouse is barely big enough to hold the 4 beds in it.
Okay.
Cool.
And that's the entire place.
Do I see siege weaponry?
Oh, there are some old catapults up in the watchtowers. But
I'm sorry, I just caught a glimpse of your notes. Does Claptrap have an initiative score?
Wow.
Do we need to be worried about Claptrap?
It's Pathfinder. Everything has an initiative score.
Jane, it's Pathfinder.
If we're like, we want to fucking fight Claptrap the horse.
Can we have a brief aside as a group?
Yeah,
Huddle.
of course.
I should get
Does
back
the
to the roof
caterpillar?
anyway.
Does it have to be here for this?
I can hang out with Nadrama.
All right.
I keep forgetting about
Go
Spike.
Go.
We're going to put Spike in the stable soon.
And I think Olog has been eyeing it, but like whatever, they're here to help.
All right. I
going weird.
appreciate you guys.
Yeah, of course.
And wait, I'm talking to we're having an
No,
aside.
yeah, you're not
sorry.
invited, Oleg.
Why not? I'll just...
You're not part of the aside.
I'll
sorry.
fuck
Get
right
the
off.
leg.
I would be fine
Can
with
we
it,
have a minute?
but they're being weird.
I feel like Lecky's about to break up with us. He's like, I appreciate you guys. I'm going to head out.
It's not you.
It's not working out for me.
I do appreciate you guys. Can we not promise to avenge the people the moment we meet them and get their wedding rings back and stuff? Like, We have to have some sort of. We got to think this through at least a little bit, right?
What thinking is there to do?
What do you suggest we do instead?
Well, if there's 12 bandits and 4 of us, then we need to make sure that we have some sort of plan at least.
Sounds like there's only 6 bandits.
Sure, but these are innocents and they need protecting.
Honestly, that
Do
horse
they?
claptrap looks like it can fight.
Are taxes something they need to be protected from?
Well,
I think it's protection money.
Oh, so
It's
they're
definitely a
paying.
euphemism.
They're paying for protection.
Look,
Yes.
these
sort of.
bandits are just here terrorizing this settlement, and if we don't stop them here, they'll just come for us wherever we end up.
Like, okay, don't get me wrong. I think that we should help them. But
Well, you have a good heart.
can we talk about it first before we just promise things to people we don't know?
Oh,
you're right. I got caught up in the moment.
I just
A
want to.
husband and wife
We've
whose
got-
wedding ring had been stolen. It bothered me.
We got
but I
lot.
understand.
A lot of journey ahead of us. I just want to make sure we make it to where we're supposed to go.
well, what do you propose that we do?
Well, we know that they're coming tomorrow now, so let's come up with a plan. I'm fine with that. But we don't even know if they have the wedding ring. Who has the wedding ring? I don't want to go hunt bandits for a wedding ring when we're supposed to be doing something else. That's all I'm saying.
Also, as a very related side note, whoever's taking notes on this, I would like to formally issue you a quest for your quest log titled Svetlana's Ring.
Oh, man.
Yes. I'm
If you
getting
return, just
that ring. Or one that looks just like it. And I'll have Arthur lie about it.
I can't lie either.
Oh, damn it.
I'll lie. It's no problem.
completion, find the ring and bring it back to Olav. Reward, Olav promises 50 gold and trading post credit.
Okay.
Now Lucky's in.
Yeah, at least get paid. Come on.
Because I think I mentioned there is a legitimate like RPG style quest system. So if someone would like to write down Svetlana's Ring quest. Source, Olag Levington.
You got it,
Or
Cleric.
Olag Leviton.
There's an important quest section in here.
Sweet.
I'm not sure this is important, but it's certainly there.
Oh, it's important. It's going to the top.
I guess it is true given like your whole cleric thing of Erastil. You're all about family.
Yep.
All right, so what's the plan?
We have 24 hours to prepare.
You have
or
less than 24 hours.
We have about 24 hours to prepare.
You've got about 18 hours.
Could,
We will need to get a rest in.
12 hours.
we will need to possibly set traps.
Ooh. Can anyone make those?
I can make something.
And, I would assume then between you two decide where we should all post up. for when
These
they come in.
these walkways along the palisades.
Yup.
Could someone stand up there and fire down?
Oh, fuck yeah.
So
Also
I would say that our 2 bowmen should stay there.
Sure.
I can pop out of a bush and just start
Blasting.
going to
Man.
town.
So anyway, I start blasting.
It's like Trent's third character. It's just Danny DeVito.
I'm the trash man.
Okay. Do you know there's a fucking amazing It's Always Sunny Easter egg in Act 2 of Baldur's Gate?
Oh yeah, yeah.
No.
Charlie's rat smashing bat is in one of the inns in Act 2 and has a plus D6 against beasts.
That's hilarious.
I will stay below at the gate, and sort of funnel them in as I can. Perhaps Ari can stab them.
Here's what I think. I think you should stand at the gate and really piss off these bandits by just talking and being yourself. And then you can just turn and run through the door to the fort.
Yes.
And I'll stand just behind the doorway. And as they run in to chase you, I will just skewer them as they come
That
by.
sounds wonderful. Now, these compost bins, are these flammable materials?
I mean, it's been snowed a couple days ago, so they're not a bit damp. I don't think they've fermented so much as to be super flammable.
Do
But
we have anything we could use to sort of create a flame barrier at the wall here?
Do you have
Make
any
them-
do you have any
I-
old bottles of ale or anything fermented?
What about
I've
one
got
of
a...
these old siege weapons?
Yes.
So who has craft? Are any of you trained in craft?
I got craft.
Lucky LaChance.
Got it.
Lucky,
I
you
do.
think it would take several weeks of work to repair one of these?
Oh, wow.
It's a catapult. You don't want it to not
It's
work
a
when
little
it fires.
complicated.
Could we put it somewhere and set it on fire though? Like, could it be the flame barrier?
It could. When you start talking about this, Olag's like, I do have. I mean, not like I can sell them if I'm dead. I've got a barrel half full of lantern oil and a few cords of firewood.
Now this is what I'm talking about.
Wait, do you have any bottles of anything? Any bottles of alcohol? I swear it's not for me this time.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little beer and mead. Nothing much stronger.
Let's not burn down the trading post trying to defend it.
Here's my idea.
Oh, okay.
That we lure them in as you all are sort of plinking at them, and they have to funnel toward me. I will back up, and we will in some manner perhaps drop it from the palisade, this barrel of oil, of lantern oil, and we light that shit up.
Or couldn't we, I don't know, I'm not a demolitions expert, but couldn't we make some explosives out of some lantern oil and like a bottle?
I have craft.
Molotov cocktails.
That
is
sounds
basically
Yeah.
like
what you're asking
alchemist
about.
fire.
Yeah.
So at all this, so Svetlana does talk up. Well, I don't know if it would be helpful, but usually we help them load goods onto the horses they come with. We could help lure them in here and start loading the few goods we do have on to give you time to set up or surround them.
Load up that
Load
lantern
up the
oil.
We could do that, yes. I feel bad for the horses, but
Oh,
They'll be all right.
those poor horses.
Well, we could use horses.
We could steal their horses and
as
we
long
need
as they do
them.
not burn.
well,
So,
I think-
Svetlana, can you free the horses while we do some bandit killing?
Or Oleg.
I could
Wow.
try.
Or both.
I think
All right, that's on you.
you'll probably have to tune in next week to find
Oh
out.
no!
Wow. I thought it was tomorrow.
Bye.
The Live to Die podcast is a production of Live to Die Gaming. Follow us on social media at Live to Die Pod. Leave a review and tune in next week for more. If you like the amazing background audio and music, all that credit goes to Syrinscape. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com.